So a few things. I am using my cool little screen thing again. I'll have to take a picture of it when I get the chance. But right now, we're getting ready to leave. But I also wanted to share with you a new trick I learned on how to do my lashes, not just with the little dots anymore, but kind of an old way, new way of doing my lashes where sorry if I keep burping. I just had an apple. It makes me very gassy. Anyway, it's instead of going up the entire length of the lash with the glue, I'm just gonna base it at the base of the lashes, right where the lashes meet the eyelid. And yeah, it's been really effective, and it's kind of really exciting because it doesn't ruin the look of the lashes, and it makes it much easier to control where they go, and also it doesn't clump them up. Like, it's a whole thing. It's fantastic. But right now I'm looking for, I'm just gonna dump everything out because I have to put it all in the right way anyway for my trip. But first we're going to line underneath the lid, underneath the eyelash so that it is black, so it looks seamless when you go in, when you put everything together. So I'm gonna use a liquid liner because that is the most effective. And I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna put it right underneath my lash. I'm just gonna keep it nice and blended. I've done this with black as well, with brown, which also looks really good, a little more natural, if you will, and not quite as abrupt, I guess you could call it. And do the same thing to the other eye. You probably can figure out that I'm like trying not to panic right now. We are leaving. By we, I mean my sister and I are leaving the country. Not our first rodeo, if you will. We leave the country often, but this will be our first time leaving the country to go to Europe. So I'm like really, really excited. We both are very excited. It's gonna be quite an extravagant, extraordinary adventure. Okay, funny story. Reason why it wasn't, or why I couldn't find it in my makeup bag is because it wasn't in my makeup bag. So this is the Falscara glue, which I have used. This is how I first started using it. I also just found I think it's Kiss. I'll have to show you. It's also very good. I also like it because it's small, so it's easier to pack in my little bag just in case. So as you can see, I am like just staying here near the bottom, and I'm not going up, but I am rotating the wand. Again, I'm not moving up the lash. I'm just rotating the wand with the glue on it. I want to make sure that it is on these lashes at the very base as much as possible, because this is essentially what's going to keep the lashes on for 2 weeks. Of course, I will have backups in case it doesn't work out that way. And that's mostly because I would have my face wash, which is oil-based, and it definitely breaks down the glue much faster. But what I can do is just use a cotton swab for my eyes instead. and make it more precise. All right, so like I said, the bond part, right, this part here is now just on the base of my lashes. All right, it's right on the base. All right, so the lashes that I like have this beautiful flare at the end. Can you see that? And they're smaller. Let me grab my, on the other end, because I like the cat flare, right? So they're shorter on this side and then they're longer on the other side. That's because when I put them on, I like them to flare out. So the next thing I do is I will curl them a little bit so that they go better with the shape of my eyes. And then I'll just stick them on. Try to start from the center. Tap it on, like squeeze it with your little eyelash tweezers. And this is why it's important to get it as close to, so pretty. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, but first I will tap it with my finger just to make sure that it is sticky and that it's on there really solid. The key parts that you want to be on there are the inner corner and obviously the outer corner, because that is like the weakest part. So making sure that that is has the most glue on it, that's key. All right, so now I'm gonna do the other side. So this is by no means easy. It does take practice to get it just right. The other part of that is like you have to, I had already cut these lashes so that they fit the length of my eye, and even then they're not like the perfect length, and that's because they're not all even. Like they have like long lashes in the middle, short lashes in between, long again, you know what I mean? You want to create a kind of consistency where you cut it. You want to just cut it right in the center. You want it to make sense. And I always cut where it's smallest. It has the small lashes, so I don't have big long lashes like stabbing me here, you know? If that makes any sense, if you can tell. And then, like I said, I just squeeze with my finger. The hardest part is already, you can tell, I have a little bit, I moved these a little thicker, higher, so you can already see it's a little clumpy, but because it's not all the way up here, it doesn't look too terrible. Actually, I think it's okay. I think it's kind of pretty. And these will probably last me about a week or to even 2 weeks, depending on how annoyed I am with them. And also what I'm doing. Like if I'm swimming and stuff, like they'll last a week. But if I'm like just chilling, they'll last me 2 weeks. Problem is, like, if I'm sweating though, depends. If I'm crying, you know. Anyway, and that is the new way that I do my lashes. So, yeah. Hi, hello. If you're new here, I'm Lex, and on Mondays we do Lex Talk Fashion, and this week we're talking about Portugal because that's where I'm going. Check it. And yeah, and so I thought it would be fun to focus on Portugal's style and that sort of thing. So I'm going to do a Portugal inspired makeup look. And yeah, I have already done my lashes. I just did them because I wanted to show you how I do them so that they last for about 2 weeks now. It's a new technique. It's a new old technique. I used to do this, but I now do it differently. If you know, you know. But yeah. So that is in one of my tutorials on how I do my lashes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And then, so that's why they're on, and I already did pretty much my base. I'm going to add a little bit more, but for now, we're gonna focus on the eyes. And the eyes are very neutral. It's the lip that is important here, and it is very bold and very sexy. So I'm very excited to get started. So let's just dive in with the eyes and then we'll get to it. So like I said, the eyes are gonna be simple, but still very elegant and sexy. But the first thing we need to do is we need to put on our eyeshadow primer. I like to use Makeup by Mario, and I just tap it on with my finger because I like that it gets nice and warm and it just melts in when you do it that way. There's also two different colors. I like the darker color for my skin tone. I found that even in the winter this year, I stayed with the darker color, but that was also because my sister took me to a lot of warm places this winter. And I also I started the year somewhere warm, so that helps stay this skin tone, I guess. Normally I can get very pale if I don't see the sun for a long time. Quite tragic. All right, so we're gonna start with a big fluffy brush to go in with the lightest color that we're going to dust all over our lids, if I can find it. I'm also going to be using my Tarte Sugar Rush Sweet Tart Cravings palette. I love this palette. It just kind of works for everything. I'm gonna dive into this one here, this lightest pink color, which I think is called Truffle. And I'm gonna tap it in, and then I'm gonna tap it onto the lid to get the pigment on there first before I blend anything. Once I'm happy with the amount of pigment, then I can start to blend it like so. Very simple, nothing crazy. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, from there, we're gonna use the same fluffy brush, and we're going to go in to, like I said, I still want it simple. No, I have another palette that I like to bring with me when I travel, and it's this tiny one, which is so cute. It's got a nice brown as well. It's like a cooler tone, which is perfect because it's supposed to look like shadow. Hence eyeshadow. Get it? All right, you get it. Same thing. Tap it on so you get the amount of pigment that you want on there, and then start to blend. And also do the same thing with the bottom. And then same thing for the other side. All right, like I said, very, very simple. Now, generally speaking, they tend to go a lot more dramatic with the eyes, but because the lip is going to be the star of the show, I'm gonna keep the eyes very, very simple. So I just got this. It is the Wet n Wild Multi-Stick in semi-matte. It is in a chocolate cheat day brown, which we love, the color and the name. And I just want to put it right here on the edge in the corner. I'm not even going into the center of it. I'm just right there, like that. And I also like to just create a button nose with it. So just one little dash there, dash here. All right, just like that. And I will kind of just tap it on the top corner, just flick it out a little. Looks a little crazy, trust the process. And then I will find a smaller, denser brush, like so. Okay, and I'm gonna start here. I'm just gonna blend it, and I'm gonna go up because I want everything to go up. And I'm just gonna tap it in a little bit, just into the crease. Nothing crazy, just nice and soft. I'm gonna do the same thing here. All right, now we're just gonna blend. Well, first let me use my finger because it is a lot. I actually put a little too much. But just go side to side with it and then start to same thing. Trust the process. So the eyes are done. That's it. Now we're gonna focus on the lips, and I'm gonna go in with my MAC Half Red, which I found out they no longer make. So I gotta find the equivalent to that. My apologies. And just line my lips. Now I'm going to use my favorite lip product, which is a Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick. This one is in Red Rum. It's amazing. Now I'm just going to color in between the lines. It's so pretty. It's so gorgeous. And the best part of this color is that it's like, once it's on there and it's like set, it doesn't move. Let me get my highlight so that you can see how I finish this nose situation. Just a white dash down the middle, little white dash directly underneath the brown one. Just phenomenal. Okay. And that is pretty much, oops, the makeup look. Now let me do my hair and finish the look off for you. Oh yeah, the transition. All right. I know, right? Stop. Anyway, so that is my interpretation of a Portuguese makeup look. And yeah, it's simple, nothing crazy. They're really known for their red lip, it seems. There is a lot of Spanish influence when it comes to Portugal, but also there's a good amount of African, like Moroccan sort of influence as well. So that all kind of plays a role in this bold look, but also very just, oh, it's so beautiful. Anyway, it's a great red. A great red. But anyway, I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time.
What would you use?
Bye, baby.
Well, I want more power to
Love you.
65 color lights from apertures are great. You just want to make sure that that one is usually pointing wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Or if you're trying to point it at yourself, rather than try to do it where the stitch is in the middle.
Okay. Okie dokie.
All right, let's get you in the car.
Chocolate.
Vitamins and
Oh, yeah.
like, you know.
My boys.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, good. Your shit's still in here.
That's right.
Love that for us.
Damn it. Oh, it's a pocket too?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm on pockets, on pockets, on pockets. You know I brought my travel comfort pocket thing. It's in there. Where is it? You know the comfort baggy sweats?
Oh, you got them too?
I got the travel one.
Very nice.
Because I need all the pockets.
You do need all the pockets.
You saw my bags.
You're totally not part of that one. Nope, that's all.
Okie dokie.
I'll miss you. Should we do like all right. Hi. Oh,
Bye.
hi.
I'll see you when I get back.
All right.
All right.
When are you coming back?
The 22nd.
22nd. Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And obviously we have the wedding, so.
So we'll be there.
Yeah.
Square.
Yeah.
Drive
Sleepover.
safely.
Thank you. See you.
Bye.
All right. Well, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in